Mr. Speaker, honorable members, it is normal for a new administration to experience operational and resource challenges during transition. Today's event will set in motion the government formation process and the execution of my government plans for this year and years ahead. Already, CIDB preparation has started in earnest, in line with my manifesto plea to involve residents in development planning process. We have planned public participation meetings at ward and constituency levels. I urge honorable members to participate in these activities and ensure CIDP document captures your constituent priorities. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, our county is facing extreme drought and food security crisis. 4 consecutive years of rain failure or inadequate rains have caused the prices of staple foods and water to unaffordable for many people. According to national records, the current drought has been the worst since 1974. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, while drought has affected most parts of our country, our region has borne the brunt of its effects. Our economy has been devastated by the drought, and we have lost over 365,000 cattle, 30,000 donkeys, over 500,000 shots, and 160,000 camels for the last 9 months. The monetary value of the livestock we have lost is of 11 billion Kenya shillings, equivalent to our annual allocation from the national government. Drought has also affected our education sector. Many schools are experiencing financial stress and cannot provide for food for their students. Hunger crisis could lead to malnutrition, which will have a long-lasting impact on our education sector. Therefore, there is a need to take urgent contingency measures, including water supply to schools and contemplating food supply to 41 boarding schools and over 300 Cholif ECD centers in our county. We have appealed to the national government and development partners to supplement our effort in this regard. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the drought situation calls for an immediate action from all the stakeholders. This month, I attended a meeting chaired by His Excellency the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Rigathi, and on the drought situation, where several short-term and long-term interventions were discussed and agreed upon. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I also joined the President, His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, during the flag-off ceremony of relief food to the most affected counties, including Mandera. We have received and continue to receive support from national government and development partners, and we recognize and appreciate their contribution. However, due to the severity of the situation, many families still require support for themselves and their livestock. Therefore, we will continue engaging all the partners. We will continue engaging all partners and appeal to all people of goodwill for support. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, in addition to seeking support from development partners and the national government, we have undertaken several steps to deal with the drought emergency crisis. We have reactivated the County Steering Group, CSG, for better coordination. I have instructed the Department of Development Unit to identify vulnerable households across the county and ensure those in need of medical help are taken to hospitals. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we have requested partners currently engaging in cash transfer programs in our county to provide us with the details of their beneficiaries so that we can synergize our effort and avoid duplication. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, even as we consider short-term intervention, we should not forget that we are in a protracted crisis caused by climate change. Moreover, unpredictable weather pattern has made rain-fed agriculture and pastoralism, as we know it, untenable. Therefore, we must proactively think and invest in a more scientific way of questioning our people. While we cannot deal with climate change and its impacts on our own, we can adapt and mitigate it. I will now highlight my government programs and seek honorable members' support. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, saving lives and livelihoods will be a cornerstone of my administration. Our previous government, under the leadership of His Excellency Ali Ibrahim Roba, has invested considerably in infrastructure and other development enablers. Our task now is to leverage the solid foundation already laid by investing in programs that will directly touch the lives of the ordinary residents. Because of the impact of devastating drought over the past few years, coupled with the economic effect of COVID-19, the social program we propose are more urgent. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we shall support the vulnerable households in many ways. As I promised in my manifesto, we shall start a cash transfer program for 20,000 vulnerable households across our county as soon as we finish mapping potential beneficiaries and devise a disbursement mechanism. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the ongoing documentation of vulnerable households across the county will provide baseline data and learning opportunity on the best selection methodology to adapt. I thank the Department of Devolution units for the wonderful work they are currently doing in this regard. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I understand that the disbursement of money over a long period requires enormous resources and might not be economically sustainable. Therefore, we shall explore ways and means of ensuring the beneficiaries of cash transfer program will start some form of livelihood activities with the support of the development partners. That will mean providing them with skills, training, and funds that they can use to buy productive assets they can use to lift themselves out of extreme poverty. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we shall also provide NHIF cover for the 20,000 households across the county, targeting the ultra-poor, PWDs, widows, and elderly population. This program will also cover our MPRs, personnel, and their families. I will count on the honorable members of this House to support the necessary legislation required to actualize these programs. In addition to the vulnerable households, my government will establish development funds for our youth and women. As you know, the largest segment of our county population is youth and women, and therefore deserves the commensurate attention regarding the available opportunities. Honorable members, we need to review the Trade Development Bill, the Trade Development Fund Bill passed by this House, and make the necessary amendments to align it with our current priorities. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, at the onset of devolution, we had only one medical doctor for the entire population of Mandera. We now have over 58 medical doctors in our county. In addition, the number of other cadres of medical professionals and facilities was increased significantly compared to 10 years ago. However, we still have gaps in all our areas of healthcare system. You know that a healthy population is a productive and prosperous one, and vice versa. Therefore, my government is determined to ensure quality health care for all. Because of this realization, I have established a health task force chaired by Professor Gamarogo, an experienced health expert, to independently look into our current provisions and provide recommendations for improvement. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, this task force is essential, and I call upon our healthcare workers to provide the necessary support to them, to help them undertake their tasks. I also call upon the residents of Mandera to use this opportunity by giving feedback to the task force when they visit your town or village to collect your views. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, as you are aware, cases of Ebola outbreaks have been reported in one of our neighboring countries. This is a serious infectious disease that we should guide ourselves against. As a county bordering two countries, we have to be vigilant and must adhere to guidelines provided by the healthcare professions. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the late President Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. As such, education is a sector high on my government priorities. Honorable members, as you know, the fourth schedule of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, Part 29, has devolved pre-primary education, village polytechnics, home craft centers, and child care facilities. These are important areas in the education sector, one that is the sole responsibility of the county government. You know, we face many challenges in this sector, from teacher shortages to inadequate facilities, learning resources, and poor management structures. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, despite the technical skills shortages in our county, our polytechnics and technical training colleges are underperforming. As a result, many of our young people are not utilizing the existing opportunities at these colleges. Whether that is due to lack of information, apathy toward technical skill training, or inadequate course variety is unclear. We plan to invest in this sector significantly to leapfrog our county forward. However, we are sure of the absolute need for investment. We must do so from an informed position. To this end, I will establish an educational task force to look at the current status of our early childhood education, vocational and technical education provisions, and recommend the way forward. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, although not a devolved function, primary and secondary education are equally important for our county. Working with the national government and development partners, we must find ways to support our schools. Most of our schools have inadequate teachers, classrooms, and wash facilities. It is crucial for us as a county to support our schools. Honorable members, the ongoing drought has devastated our livestock, the backbone of our country's economy. Almost everybody in our county has lost livestock due to the drought. As you know, livestock sales are the primary source of income from which families pay their children's school fees. With most livestock gone and the few remaining on the verge of dying, it is practically impossible for our people to raise money for school fees. That's why my government have proposed and will, inshallah, implement enhanced bursary schemes going forward. We shall review the current bursary fund bill and make necessary amendment to realize this objective. Honorable members, I seek your cooperation and support in this important matter. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, to address food insecurity comprehensively, we need to look at the agricultural and livestock sectors critically. Almighty Allah has endowed us with fertile lands, a seasonal river, an incredible landscape suitable for water catchment, and gullies crisscrossing our county. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I believe we can become food self-sufficient and produce enough fodder to forestall the devastating death of our animals. This requires a concerted effort from all of us as leaders at national and county levels. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we shall undertake several programs to help us achieve food self-sufficiency. We shall establish strategic fodder production farms in every constituency and provide our farmers with necessary farm inputs such as seeds, fertilizers, technical assistance through revamped agricultural and livestock extension services and adequate water for livestock. We shall also invest, inshallah, in livestock breed improvement programs by introducing new breeds of common domestic animals such as sheep and goats suitable for our climate conditions. In addition, we shall support cooperatives and local business communities interested in venturing into value addition of animals and farm products as a means of job creation and economic growth. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, without the availability of adequate water, we cannot achieve our objective of food self-sufficiency. Water is an essential commodity both for humans and animals. Therefore, we shall endeavor to construct major dams for irrigation, human and animal consumption in each of our 6 constituencies, inshallah. As mentioned earlier, we have several lagers, gullies, carrying billions of liters of water around our county every year. Yet every 3 months or so, we complain of water shortages and lose billions of shillings through animals' death and water tracking expenditures. This situation is untenable, and we must refocus and engage both the national government and the development partners to address this as soon as possible. I am happy that UNICEF-sponsored satellite hydrological survey will submit its report mid-next year. The report will help us identify the potential aquifers in our county and reduce the wastage of resources on drilling boreholes without sufficient and reliable data. My hope is that by end of the next financial year, inshallah, the most water deficient parts of our county, Mandera West and Banisa, will have their water problem solved once and for all. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the climate change phenomenon is evidently clear. The weather pattern has changed dramatically, and its impact has been felt globally. Those of us in the islands who are already struggling with inadequate rainfall will be hard-pressed even more. As a county, we should not talk about climate change only as an academic subject, but rather be at forefront in combating it in the best ways we can. Honorable members, my government will scale up the greening program started by the previous government. We shall initiate the following programs to combat the effect of climate change. 1 million trees across the county in the next 5 years, inshallah. Introduce sustainable agroforestry practice to support food security and job creation while protecting environment. Promote plastic waste recycling and enforce ban on plastic carrier bags. Pilot aerial seeding of dry land, adapted indigenous grass and Sudan grass to improve fodder availability and reduce soil erosion. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, implementing the above programs requires sufficient resources and reaching out to development partners for support. We shall also explore the possibility of benefiting from the carbon credits market. I will urge all of you I will urge all of us to be a climate change ambassador by encouraging our families and friends to plant trees in their homesteads, discouraging tree cutting, and recycling plastic waste. As a county, we shall plan to seek expert advice on solid waste management and plastic recycling as a means of job creation for thousands of our employed youth. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we will actualize the essence of devolution by empowering village administrators, ward administrators, and sub-county administrators. Section 87 to 92 of the County Government Act 2012 provide for citizen participation in decision-making on important matters which affect them. Section 89 of the same Act makes it our responsibility to respond to citizen petitions. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, without effective and efficient administrators up to the village level, citizen participation in identifying their priorities will not be achieved. As you know, I've already instructed all the government departments to liaison with sub-county administrators for any activity they wish to undertake in the sub-counties. Sub-county administrators are my representative in sub-counties and therefore must be given the respect they deserve. They are responsible for all the activities that take place in their sub-counties, and I shall provide further guidelines on their modus operandi in the due course. In addition, we shall provide necessary tools for trade for all the level of devolved government department to increase productivity and efficiency. Honorable members, I appeal to you all to engage with the devolved unit leaders and the people in your wards in development planning and prioritizing the needs. It is our solemn responsibility to ensure that projects implemented through wards allocation are priority projects and that the implementation meets the required standard. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, peace is an essential ingredient of our development. As a county, we are fortunate that we have enjoyed peaceful coexistence for the past 5 years. The occasional internal communal violence is a thing of past. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for these blessings. I also thank leaders at all levels who have worked extremely hard for us to enjoy peace we now have. I will particularly thank our security team, NCIC and Interpeace, religious leaders and clan elders for their concerted effort. As government, we shall continue to support all those involved in community cohesion. I call upon elected leaders at all levels to work with us and support every effort to enhance the existing community structures established for peace work. Honorable members, as you know, terror groups in Somalia are currently facing a lot of pressure from communities and SNA forces. Unfortunately, some elements of this group may cross our border and pose security threats. I am sure our security forces are alert and will repulse them. However, we must remain vigilant and report any suspicious characters immediately to the nearest security stations. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we can only achieve the life-changing programs we have lined up for our people if we have a disciplined, dedicated, honest workforce. I am hopeful that most of our workers are ready and willing to serve our communities. As we continue establishing the government, we will review each department to establish staff skill development needs, work environment, and other inefficiencies. Also, I must make it clear to all that my government will not entertain staff absenteeism, indiscipline, and worse, ghost workers. Honorable members, we are fully aware of our county's high unemployment level. It is immoral and unethical for anyone to remain on the county payroll and fail to report to their place of work. Anyone in this situation will have to choose between working for the government or their second employer. Let this be a warning to all line managers who might be tempted to cover up for their colleagues' absenteeism. It cannot be that thousands of our youth are suffering from lack of employment, yet someone else is drawing salaries from two entities. Honorable Speaker and honorable members, the people of Mandera have high expectations from all of us. They need improved service delivery. They want assurance that we have the capacity and the will in heart to address their cyclical drought that robbed them of their livelihood. They expect us to dispense justice to all and look after the weak amongst us. Our people expect us to reverse that breaking and embarrassing statistics that have defined Mandera for years. Our mothers, sisters, and wives should not suffer during pregnancy and die during childbirth from avoidable mistakes. Our people need clean water in their homesteads and functioning ECD centers. They need working livestock and agricultural extension services. They need jobs for their youth and vibrant economic activities in their towns and villages. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, all of these are possible and are within our reach. All it requires us all to think beyond our narrow individual interest. We are lucky we have a job courtesy of Mandera people, and they have employed us, and we are being compensated handsomely. They entrusted us with numerous resources, power, influence, so that we work for them. Honorable members, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the choice is ours. The moment is now. We might never have an opportunity. We might never have another opportunity to serve them. I am your governor, and you are the people's representative. Collectively, we have the huge responsibility, and we have sworn in full view of our communities that we shall serve them truthfully and diligently. It is time we roll our sleeves and provide a clear vision and hope for our people. Fortunately, we lead a resilient and hardworking community that can easily break the shackle of poverty given a chance. As we commence the work of the third county government, let us pledge that this government and this county assembly will make difference in the lives of our people. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I wish you the very best of luck as we settle down for business. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the task ahead of us easy and guide us to the straight path. May Almighty Allah bless all. May Almighty Allah bless Mandera County. Thank you.